Hello and welcome to the Ep.14 podcast. I'm Anthony.
I'm Achla.
Wait, what?
Achla.
Wait,
not
who's
Dre.
this? Who's this?
What's up, guys?
I'm
the Dre version from Africa.
Yeah, it's not the real Dre. But this is Achla.
What's up,
Achla is the podcast producer. So he's the one who waves at us and tells us to stay on time. But now he's sitting with us, so we don't really have
I'm
a person.
I'm the mean one.
Yeah, we don't really have a person that's actually going to be doing that. But hopefully Dre can come back one day.
Yes.
So today we got an awesome episode for you guys. Our special guest was born in South Brazil, and 10 years ago came over to America, and she went and pursued a science degree and got her bachelor's in science, which is amazing because she actually recently just got it. And on top of that, she works with her dad in his business, which specializes in tints, wraps, and painting for cars. Her name is Tayna.
Yep, you got it.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
Oh yeah, it's a treat for us, and you are actually our very first woman
Yes.
Woo!
on the podcast.
We are kind of nervous,
Yeah,
we have
now-
to think before we say anything,
Yeah, we'll get
because we have a lady.
Yeah, we got a lady. Yeah,
And she knows science. I don't know nothing about science, so I'm kinda
science. Yeah,
nervous.
that's true.
So if I say something wrong,
She probably sounds smarter than us.
yes.
All right, never mind. We're
Probably
gonna no, it's kidding.
So,
All right.
Tayna, I have a question for you before we even start.
Okay.
Okay. For you, what is purpose?
Great question. I believe that purpose is what drives us to do whatever we do in life, whatever you pursue. So if you pursue this podcast, it's because you think your purpose is to either communicate with people or inspire people to do something. So purpose is what drives us to do whatever we do daily and what our passion is at.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right. So passion, desires. Okay, that all fuels it. So with what purpose is, what's something that you think that you have passion, you have desire that drives you, so that's the purpose that you've got in life.
Well, that's the biggest question of my life, especially at this moment that I've recently graduated. But after I did a service trip in Tanzania, I believe that my purpose is to help people globally. That's why I switched my majors from engineering to public health, because I wanted to help people, especially to improve health across the world and give the voice to those that don't have it. So I believe that's where my purpose is. It's just really hard to follow.
Nice. And then do you find like a specific job that you looked at and you're like, that's like something that'll like define me? Or there's actually a bunch of different jobs that I would love to do, and that would take this passion and this purpose that I feel that I have into like reality, like a program coordinator in Africa or Brazil or Asia or something like that. However, it's not as easy as it sounds, especially how competitive the world is related to this. okay.
But a program coordinator may be a type of research that does in-ground research, not lab research, because I'm more like a people communication skills I have, and I'm more like a people person, I would say.
Okay.
But except from that, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah.
That's cool. But so with that being the question, what is exactly a event or programmer?
A program
For
coordinator.
those who don't know, yeah, I was like,
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay, so program coordinator is someone that works for I'm going to give an example, right? So let's say we have this huge company. It's called They Yet to Be Named, right? And you guys do global health work. Okay. So you guys go to different countries and poor countries and stuff like that, and you do work. There are the researchers, the CEO, the administrative office, the people that get the grant, people that get the money, and the people that help to do the programs, to coordinate the programs with the manager, let's say. So let's
So
say
like the assistants.
not like the assistant. So let's say we have someone that we're doing research on HIV and we want to provide people in Africa with the HIV, not only the medications, but also the information about HIV.
Okay.
So this doctor usually does like all the heavy science, and then we have someone that kind of does the program.
Okay.
And someone that helps this person that does the program to do the program as well and implement it.
Okay.
So that's
So
kind of what
you're kind
program
of like
coordinator.
a groundbreaker person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I take from the paper. I wanted to be the person that takes from the paper to reality.
Right.
Yeah.
The practicalities of all
Yeah.
the situations.
But
Yeah.
I'm really interested in like, when was like the moment that you like stopped and you're like, I want to do this. I want to help people. I want to bring voice for those that, don't have voice.
Yeah. So the reason why I started to study engineering was because I wanted to build houses for people in Brazil, especially in
Wow.
favelas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
snap.
That was the main reason why I got into engineering. Also because I was good at math. So
That'll help a lot, yeah.
2 reasons. After 2.5 years at engineering, that's why I studied civil engineering with the focus on structural engineering.
Okay.
I actually didn't like as much as I thought.
Okay.
I just like the science behind, but not actually doing it, the whole process of it.
Gotcha.
And I'm a Christian, so I prayed a lot and was trying to find like what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna tell my parents I don't like this.
Okay.
And I felt something. I've never wanted to go to medical school, never want to do anything like that. So I just felt something that I'm gonna do an anatomy course, and I loved it. I dissect like hearts and stuff.
Wow.
I was so excited and
Got to see all the blood
I
and
love it.
guts.
Bro, if I have to do that, I'll be down in like 5 seconds of class.
Yeah.
Looking at that pig, you're just
Yeah.
like, ooh,
I can't.
about
I can't.
that.
I told Natalia I'm not gonna be able to be like when she's like giving, her
Giving
ch-
birth. Oh my God,
I have
that's
to
so
be awake.
terrible. I mean,
I can.
There is actually no blood when you dissect an animal.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
But
They're
it's
all,
still,
like,
you have to open the
for more,
animal.
yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
However, so that was like the main thing. I was like, oh, I actually enjoyed this. Maybe I should be a doctor.
Okay.
And from there, I went to study public health. That's like the next step. Before you become a doctor, you just study biology or public health or something like that.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going to do public health. I'm more interested in that.
Gotcha.
But with the pre-med track. So I did all the heavy sciences still, all of that. And my degree is very different. My path is very different compared to others that did public health because I had 3 years as an engineer.
Yeah, engineering and then into.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different, but I got a lot of the global health courses. And I was like, oh, I actually want to do that. I want to disseminate information for those that don't have it.
Right.
And but that was just on my mind. Once you do, it's completely different.
Right.
And then this year I had the opportunity to go to a service trip, and I was like, it was just a confirmation that that's where my passion was.
Nice.
And it was something that completely changed my life, my mind, my perspective in things. Like before I used to care about how I would look.
Okay.
Now I'm just like, no, I need to help people. I don't care how I look. It's just, it changes you completely from this like the most superficial aspect of life to the deepest one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
that's true.
really quick, it's because like we are taught like when we are like born and our parents like you have to be the best, you have to go and get stuff, so it's always like us. And every time that I meet someone that sees more people than itself, like do you remember like the moment or like the period that you're like, I want to help people, I want to like bring like voice and everything for those like
So it actually started when I was really young, I would say. I was actually thinking about this the other day with my husband, and I was talking to him. I was like, I don't know where this came from, because when I was a teenager and I came to the US, all I cared about was like how I look or stuff like that. How fit I could be or the best at school.
Of course. Yeah.
But
all those models and stuff. You're just like, I have to be that.
But going back to like my child years, I would say I remember my dad taking me to favelas,
Okay.
and like he would ask children there like what they wanted for Christmas so he could buy it.
Wow.
And he like showed me the reality of both worlds in Brazil. I was very privileged to be born in a family.
Just
with-
for everyone to know, what's
Yeah.
a favela?
Favela is like slums, a very poor part of Brazil where
Right.
we people don't. The houses like made of like how do I say? I forgot the words.
It's like people that don't have access for like a good health insurance, or like people that doesn't have like don't have like a good house, like a
Okay.
like house built by like concrete and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And,
it's
like,
made like of whatever trash materials they can find.
Yeah,
basically.
some people don't have like clean water. They drink
Most of them, yeah.
dirty water.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my dad used to take me there and show me the reality, and so I could see both perspectives of life. I wasn't born rich, but I was born privileged to have a house
Yep.
and to have a family that could support my studies.
Gotcha.
So it started when I was like 3. I would say I remember my first time going to a favela when I was 3, seeing people like guns and stuff. It was
Jeez.
like yeah.
That's rough.
And since then, every time we would go to a restaurant, my dad would get extra plate and give to people in the streets. You know,
That's
he
awesome.
never let us waste food or waste anything. He always told me that the most valuable thing I have would be my studies, and that's all he would invest me in.
So your dad was always bringing you to reality and showing you like, hey,
Yeah, we
Like,
should help others.
bringing you this, these eyes for like,
Yeah.
have to
and
It's an anchor.
help others.
yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome.
and my
I love
family.
her dad.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And my family too. So like, even though we lived in this house, they always took people that like family members that didn't have money to live in the city to live with us.
Wow.
So our house was always full of people, and they're always helping people and stuff like that. So I grew up in this mindset, I would say.
Okay.
And it has always been the back of my mind. And I think when it came to the moment to choose what I wanted to do, I automatically just wanted to help.
Nice.
No, you were just like, all right, I got it. I already know.
He wanted me to study business, but I was like, nope.
Business.
Business,
That's
and
what
then you're gonna
everyone's
take care
doing
of my
here.
business.
I know.
He's playing,
Yeah, you're like you could help
Yeah.
with
He was
the A
bringing
squared
her like
media.
since she was a child. Hey, you have to help people. And then as soon as he has a business, no, you're gonna do business.
You're gonna do- yeah. It's like now that I have one, that's awesome. But what gets you out of bed in the morning? What's something that drives you to get out of bed?
I'm usually a morning person.
Okay.
And I like to wake up early in the morning. Like 6 a.m. is the perfect time to wake up for me.
Okay.
I can't.
And
That's
I'm like 8 a.m.
I go to bed no.
yeah. So what drives me to get up, I think, is gratitude for life.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm very grateful when I wake up. I'm like, oh, thank you for another day, for being healthy.
Yeah.
And then I motivate myself to go work out. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I don't care if it's raining. It's not raining. It's just whatever. And then I pretend that I live in like Florida for some reason.
What?
And I'm like, yeah, it's it's like a
That's
logical.
impossible.
I
What did
lie
you like
to
open the
myself.
window? You're like,
Oh,
Like
Florida.
this
I
morning.
love this breeze.
No, like,
Ice cold, negative
32.
20. Yes, this is what I want.
no, this morning specifically, I was so tired. I didn't want to go to the gym at all. And then
Okay.
I was like, you know what? It's not too bad. It's actually sunny outside. And it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, you know?
Oh no, it's not
No,
sunny.
no.
It was like dark, pitch
Yeah.
dark. And it was like cold. But I was like, whatever. I'm
Nope.
just gonna, as soon as you get up, like you have to dress up and then I'll just
Yeah.
go. But
And
yeah.
and that's how you do, like, because
Every day.
there are some mornings that I don't want to get out of my bed because I'm like tired, stressed, or maybe like I look for my life. I'm telling the truth, and I'm like, bro,
I'm not laughing at you.
I want to
man.
be here, and I'm like right here. How I'm gonna get out of this bed? But I have like things in my mind inside of me that drives me to get out of the bed. And you're saying like today you woke up like 5 in the morning and you're like, I'm not gonna go to the gym. But what makes you like? What was inside of you, or maybe something that you taught yourself?
Yeah, I taught myself to just go, like don't overthink, especially in the morning. If
Yeah.
I keep overthinking, like, oh, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I could have another hour of sleep. And if I keep doing that, I won't go. That's why I
that's me.
didn't go Monday. That's why I didn't go work out Monday.
Dude, I pressed the snooze button.
Yeah, if you keep
Because-
doing that, it gets to one point you're just like, whatever, I don't care,
Yeah.
But if you just be like, I'm going to do this, and you have to accomplish.
That's
it's a checkbox.
Yeah.
And I've always lived like that in a checkbox kind of thing. So
So you're the list maker. You got it on your wall. You're
if
like
I
this,
don't,
this,
if
this,
I don't
and this.
get a list, I'm not functional.
It's like a robot with codes in it. And you just got to go down the list of all of them.
Like I can actually do stuff, but I'll forget half of them. So I
That's
I need
my
a
life
list.
right there.
Yeah,
It's like, what am I supposed to do today?
I'm learning to do a list because I'm a person that like I have the ideas, but I was like checking.
Yeah,
like,
I learned that with my husband because he's
yeah.
like he doesn't do like a checklist, but he's very organized with stuff. And I'm like, nope, I'll just go with the flow. So
Yeah, you got to do it.
Nice.
All right.
Oh boy.
So this comes the special part of
Oh,
our evening. So actually, you bought this, right?
I bought it.
All right.
And I told you guys before that I really don't know the bio or everything, the specifications about this
All
beer.
right. So do you wanna show us then?
Can I show you guys? So
Yep.
our guest today, she is more like a sour beer person.
Tayna.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you guys, I never had sour before. I mean, I might have it, but I don't remember because
Okay.
probably I had a couple beers before the sour, so I don't remember how it tastes. How is this?
Before before you came a part of the podcast, you're like, I forgot how to taste things. And
Yes. But yeah, this is a sour beer from Waltham, Massachusetts, and
Ooh.
I really like the bottle.
Sour face.
Sour face.
Oh no. His face, the way he makes it, I'm pretty scared. Because that's not the face I wanna do here.
Yeah, I was looking for like a really like fruity one with a bunch of fruits inside, and
Yeah.
this one is like it says on the bottle Berliner Wells fermented with kiwi and raspberry to create a delicate layered sweet, tart, and refreshing beer. So I mean, sounds
sweet,
really,
tart, and refreshing.
Sounds really
Does
refreshing.
sweet tart actually sound refreshing though?
I mean, it has refreshing.
Oh,
on the
what
sentence.
is this?
No, but
Actually, what'd you get me
I'm
into?
excited. I'm excited.
I don't know about this. Oh my god.
Wow.
I already
it's-
have comments
bro,
about
it's
this.
like really red. That's different.
All right. So we poured that. So you like sour beers, right?
yes,
What's
I do.
your favorite sour beer?
It's
you
the
have it?
one I tried in London, but I don't know the name.
Uh-oh. Okay, what's your second favorite?
I also don't know the one in London. I don't know the name. I know it was like passion fruit with something, but
Okay.
it was like a local beer. And I tried to find it again to buy it and
Yes.
bring it to the US. I couldn't find it.
Oh no.
It was just
But
at that bar.
I know
Rare.
you like one for night shift, right?
Yes, I like one from Night Shift. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I saw it today there. I was
And-
like, no, she already.
Yeah,
drank this
and
one.
I like another one from Belgium too.
Okay.
They're very good sour
But you
beers.
never tried sour face from Waltham, so
I think I tried a sour face, but
Oh,
not this
really?
one. Yeah, but
Ah,
not
okay.
this one.
okay.
It's a different color, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine
Alright.
was like greenish.
All right. So let's take a look at what this.
Bro, this looks like a cranberry juice.
Yeah, this looks. Is this Did you buy cranberry juice instead of
I mean,
instead
it's a
of beer?
raspberry juice.
Oh man, it's fermented cranberry.
Yeah.
So it's very red, and you cannot see through it. So it's very hazy for sure. Thick, hazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it sticks to the glass very much. But you
Mhm.
know, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't like regular beer, so to me it looks great.
It looks great.
True.
Oh no, I'm scared. All
Oh,
right.
I remember the guy said that like this is more towards like wine and stuff.
Really?
Wine.
Oh, no.
Interesting.
But yeah, but not like
What?
the taste, like the look.
The look, okay.
and
Okay.
So you
everything.
feel
That's,
what's
I
the
remember that's
word?
why I got it. It was like, yeah, I know she likes wine, so I'm gonna get this one.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
All right, let's
fancy.
take a sniff. This is
Mm.
fruity, right?
Yeah, it's
it
really
smells
fruity.
like beer to me.
That's why it's like. So what does it smell like? Beer. Oh, okay.
It's really fruity. You can smell the raspberry. Oh my! What was that, bro?
So I got a good taste of that through my nose.
It smells like. I can smell like. Just,
Smells like fermentation of some fruits.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a taste, even though my nose did.
Cheers.
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 my gosh.
Yeah,
That's-
it's sour.
Yes,
It's great.
You like it?
Yeah.
I'm not used to
What is
I'm
this?
more
I
like
drink
a-
lime in the morning. So
Lime
it's
in the
like,
morning.
This is lime. This is lime, bro.
I like sour
No,
stuff.
I mean it's kiwi with like water. How do you say like water? Sparkling water.
No, there's no sparkling
No,
here.
how can like
No,
it's like
it's just water.
soda with.
No, it's not sparkling.
No, I feel the sparkling.
No.
There's a okay. When you first taste it, it's really sweet. It's got this it's got this weird it's got a fruity taste. So it tastes like juice at first. And then right after it was just like, just kidding. We're gonna take that all away and also leave you with a dry tongue.
Yes.
So we're gonna soak up all the water in your tongue, and then we're gonna leave it, and you're gonna have that face for the rest of the day. Just like my jaw feels like it needs to like stretch itself out.
It's like I don't know
Really?
if that's a word like really
I don't have
acid.
those feelings.
I'm like,
Yeah, I feel
to
that.
me,
I
to me,
feel
it
that.
doesn't taste that sour.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's because I'm not used to sour beer. I only drink
Yeah.
like IPA and
it's like a warhead,
the
but a
the
drink.
further that I go to like a larger, but sour beer.
What is it? Raspberry?
Mhm.
Oh, that's what it is. Duh. Raspberry and kiwi. Didn't you know that?
I mean, it's really refreshing.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's-
I can see that.
It's really refreshing.
So, Tayna,
Mm.
what would you give it? 5 out of 5. What would you get?
Is 1 the best or 5 the best?
5's the best, obviously.
No,
more
it's
the better.
not. Don't say obviously. You never know.
The more, the better.
I would give a 2.
A 2.
2?
So you didn't really like it
Wow.
that much.
Why a 2? Let us know.
Yeah.
Because I've had the best. I have the second best. I have a middle size. So this is the next one.
Okay. All right.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's not
I don't know.
that good.
I don't know how to explain exactly. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't have the vocab for beer. I just know. I like sour beer.
so I like sour beer. Awesome.
So this one is not like the one that you're gonna choose if you go to like a liquor store or something like that.
You wouldn't drink it all the time?
No.
You're not drinking a lot of that.
No.
Okay.
The best sour beers I've ever tasted, they're usually passion fruit.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
They-
I mean, yeah.
It goes really well with the sour. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Even like people that don't like sour beer, they tend to like the passion fruit sour
Passion
beer.
fruit.
Yeah.
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 That's true. What about you, Achila? What do you think? One to
Bro,
5.
as I told you, I never had like sour beer before, so this one is my first one, and I really don't know like how is the taste usually.
Okay.
Like for me, as soon as you sip, it's good because it's fruity.
Yep.
But like later, you feel like that.
Yeah,
you
in
know,
your
I don't-
jaw,
like,
right?
Right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Um,
Do you like that though?
I kind of like it,
Okay.
but like out of 5, I'll give like a 3.2.
3.2.
3.2.
Is that the first one we've ever had? A 3.2.
Yeah, I'll give it 3.2. It's not a
3.2.
3.5 because it's like still here, but
All right.
3.2.
For me, I'd give it a 3. It's right in the middle.
Okay.
The reason why I give it a 3, I think that there's not enough hops.
Yes.
I
I like
understand
hops.
that the sour beer is trying to get away from hops, but man, I would love a little bit of bitterness and like some type of note of bitterness where
Yeah.
you're like, this is actually beer. But when you're drinking, it's like drinking a sour juice that's
Mhm.
from raspberries,
It's all
right?
here. It's good.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, 3.2, and a 2.
Too.
All right.
I wanna-
I think
wanna-
the passion fruit one has the bitterness you're talking about.
Really?
Okay.
So you can taste a little bit of the beer, but
Okay.
also it tastes more towards the passion fruit and has the sour. So you
Okay.
also have that.
I really like passion
That
fruit,
feeling.
so probably that one's
Yeah.
probably gonna be the
Passion
one that
fruit
I
does
like.
taste good.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
like it.
Especially in like
So next time
alcoholic
you are
drinks.
here, I'm gonna bring a passion fruit one.
Try to find it though, because I haven't.
It's hard.
It's
to
really
find?
hard to find.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, not a lot of people like
sour,
sour
beer.
beers.
Sour
Yeah.
So hard to find.
Yeah. All right. So, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
So, what are your thoughts, and how has it affected you, of politics, like the political climate right now? How has it affected you in your day-to-day life?
Do you mean like at this current moment, like what's going on with like
Trump,
the president being
Trump.
like almost impeached and all of that?
Yeah, how does it affect you on the day-to-day?
Well, I'm gonna go back to like when he was first elected, okay?
Okay.
Because we had Obama, and he was like a great president and like peaceful and all about global health and environment. That's all I care about.
Sure.
But in my daily life, except the environmental aspect of it, it hasn't impacted that much. You know,
Okay.
I'm being completely honest. I'm an immigrant, but I'm also an American citizen.
Okay.
So for this reason, my Tayna's like personal life, it hasn't impacted that much. For the economy, he was great. So technically, he has because my father and the business is growing so much since he got into since he got into president. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But and I also have people in my family that are undocumented. So this is another part of my life which has been impacted by because I technically my life I'm okay with it, but my family isn't.
Okay.
They're like scared of driving to New Hampshire or stuff like that. And my dad's business is growing, so I have like both sides of the coin. I would say I have the good things that he's doing towards the economy, but I also have the environment and the human kind of aspect of it that he's not as good as the president. I would say.
In your like daily life with your family, because you say like it's divided. How is like the conversation about politics?
Oh, they all hate Trump.
All of them,
except my dad, because he's making money and he's legal here.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
but you feel like I'm like if you bring someone that let's say like likes Trump, it's your family gonna be like, oh no. They're not gonna let the person talk. Or how is the conversation about that?
Oh, it depends.
Are they like open mind to listen or no?
Usually not. It depends. Especially if you talk to my uncle, which is very opinionated about everything.
Okay.
And no, that wouldn't probably work. You're probably gonna have a huge argument.
Okay.
I've tried, believe me. Not only with Trump, but Bolsonaro, the president in Brazil.
Really?
Yeah. So it all depends on who you talk to, but because my family, we have the undocumented people, it's really hard for them to like him, you know, because he's, I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to deport everyone and all of that, even though it's just, most of it's just talk. Just talk to talk, because you can't technically deport every single immigrant here, or the country will like go. The economy will literally be destroyed, and the country wouldn't work. We need the immigrant and documented people to work with $2 an hour in the fields. You know, that's usually how it works, and that's one of the reasons why I care about the environment too. It's not just the climate change aspect of it, but the human life and rights of those people working in those situations, you know, like farms and fields and stuff like that, like concentration camps for animals. That's the main thing. Like people over there, it's usually Mexican or African American people. Not African American, I mean just African people working in the fields, getting $2 an hour, and being technically as a slave.
Okay.
You know, and the way this companies grows, it's because they get paid $2 an hour, and they make way more money. So if you deport everyone, I don't think the country would even.
Gotcha. And so with that, like, do you see that your like relationships with like maybe your friends, or that you guys talk about it a lot more than you would normally do it? Like maybe say like when Obama was in office, is it changed because of Trump?
Yes, he has. Obama, he gave us hope for the immigrant population that something would happen. Something good would happen. Specifically for those that came at a young age, you know, that don't have a choice to come. If your parents go to China and you're 10 years old, you can't stay in your country. You gotta go, you know?
Yeah.
So So that's like one of the things that he gave the like hope. He did the Dream Act. He gave people the option to go to college. You know, only a couple of people, because a lot of my friends didn't get into the law. You know, But it's hard because now Trump wants to take all of those things away, even for the students, people that grew up here or came here when they're like 5 years old, and they only know this country basically. They don't know
Right.
Brazil, and they didn't come here by choice and didn't stay here illegal because they wanted to be here illegal. Their parents made the choice, and they just
Right.
went to high school here. Now they want to go to college and don't have the option,
Yeah.
So you see the both perspectives. Like Obama, you had the hope, the light, kind of like, oh, maybe everyone's gonna, at least most people will be illegal at some point.
Yeah.
And then Trump comes and he's like, nope, not Dream Act. He's trying to take Dream Act. And he's like,
Taking one thing, one program at a
Yeah,
time.
know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And what is your opinion about like?
because you're an American. So what's your opinion about it?
My opinion?
Yeah.
Look, as long as things work out in favor of how America is supposed to be,
And what is that? How is America supposed to be?
America, well, the forefathers they built it to be a land where it was built on immigrants. So I don't know, but you also have a person you live with that you are married to, right? How has that relationship been with in Trump in office versus Obama in office?
So we don't talk about politics that much, especially because it doesn't affect us directly. It affects our family more, but not, I would say, like, not our daily lives. But once there's like anything on the news or something major happening, I always go for the environment aspect of things or the human rights. And my husband, he's more a businessman, so he looks to things towards like, oh, you're gonna make more money or this is gonna happen.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of the opposite sides.
Oh yeah.
So we tend to argue.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that you balance each other out, or do you guys just clash a lot about politics and stuff?
It depends on which theme, specifically when it comes to like the meat industry and stuff like that. I'm
Right.
very set down on my opinion, and he doesn't get it. And I've tried a bunch of stuff. Like,
What about the meat industry?
So that's what I was like talking about before too, how people don't have the voices on those companies,
Okay.
They work basically as slaves. It destroys environments. The main reason why climate change happens, it's because of the meat industry. If we destroy only one in the US, is equivalent to taking all of the cars on the streets. It going like all gas free,
How so?
because of how much gas and methane the cows produce, as well as the industry itself, as well as the chemicals they produce.
Okay.
And 80% of all the antibiotics produced in the US goes to cows
Really?
or poultry. Yeah.
That's so weird.
So you guys usually eat more antibiotics than anyone else.
You guys.
No, I know. It's
You
I
guys.
I don't, so I'm free.
But I have a
Y'all
question.
folks.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, like in regards like Trump. Let's say like everybody right now it's American, okay?
Yeah.
Even like we let's put the immigration stuff aside, and I want to ask you like, what have you noticed? Your dad, it's like a businessman. Your husband's a businessman, and what have you noticed about like, because Trump, since he was elected, he was trying to bring the jobs and everything, the companies towards America, trying to catch a little bit about China and, the countries outside and focus, only in America. What have you noticed that was like a good thing for people like that lives here and have no trouble or problem with immigration?
The economy is great. Like, that's all I can say. I'm not an expert in politics. And as I said before, usually
Neither are we.
Yes.
like, I try to read when things interesting me, but it doesn't often, to be honest. But what I've noticed is the thing about the business. Business is growing. You see a lot of people buying houses and like expensive stuff. and the economy is booming,
Yeah.
but at some point this is going to go all down, as it happened in 2008, I believe.
Yeah. Well, the next thing, what is it? It's the housing market supposed to pop, right? Yeah.
It's so, like, right now houses they're so expensive. You can't get an apartment near Boston, the greater Boston area, for less than $300,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 1-bedroom apartment I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's insane. The prices are insane. Food got more expensive too, but except from that, I think the economy is great. People are making money. People have jobs. But the payment right now hourly is like $12-13 an hour. And
with the other side of there being more taxes.
Obviously, yeah.
Because then we always got to pay Uncle Sam.
Oh yeah.
You got to give him his
If it
share.
wasn't for like the immigration stuff and like the health problems, you would say like the like current president's doing a good job.
No, because there's way more things going on, like especially related to health. He wants to take the child healthcare away. Now children have free healthcare until they're like 21 years old. He's trying to take that out of children. In most developed countries, people have free healthcare. So it's not fair it's not fair. I don't think it's right to say that he's a great president if he's trying to take health care from children. When Obama, he reduced the I'll go off, sorry guys. But when Obama, he reduced people wouldn't have health care as much, especially poor parts of the US. He reduced to 13%. And now it's increasing, which is crazy. People can't afford healthcare. It's so expensive. So he's trying to do that. The other thing is the environment aspect of it, the global health aspect of it. So I think he's a great businessman. And if we only look at the business perspective of things, he's great. But he also tries to implement his ideas, especially towards guns or abortion or stuff like that, in all of the states when he had to be voted. If one state doesn't want abortion, it's fine. People just vote for it. Now I feel like he's just touching upon those two things too often, or war or guns or like abortion, and where there's like way more things he should care about, to be honest.
And why do you feel that people like in nowadays are like really, fighting themselves, like with everybody? You cannot respect their opinion. If I choose Trump and you choose Obama, why people are doing that? Because
everyone thinks they're experts. They have internet, fake news, and they only read one thing on Instagram or Facebook, and they're like, oh, I know this is a fact for sure. And they go off without even knowing what the source came from, And it's just people that are like blind. They're blind by like their opinion, and they're only by one thing they've read. So they take one side and they actually don't try to see the other side. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be like that. But once you do research, you like, I can't think like that. I have to look at all perspectives of things, or
you have to do the work yourself. What?
Yeah, but it's funny. Like sometimes I'm talking to Natalia, my wife, and she's like, "Oh, you saw this, like Amazon, and this is happening, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Have you ever have you read another article or something like?" No, I only read this here on Facebook, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, we need to, because as you say, there are a bunch of fake news and everything. Yeah. And like talking about like relationship, sometimes it's really hard because you're there instead of your house and talking to, to something that you're like it's difficult, with people and with like, your wife or husband. And this is something that I would like to ask you, because you told us that you were dating your husband for 8 years.
Yes.
And then you got married and everything. How was that, like 8 years? That's a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be 9 in a couple months.
Wow. 9 years.
So, so I came to the U.S. in 2010. That's when we met too. And in beginning of 2011, we started dating.
Okay.
So
how'd you guys meet?
through mutual friends.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So Bob was like, "Yo, I know this girl named Tayna," and then Jimmy was like, "Yo, I know this guy named Tyler."
he actually
All right,
wasn't like
just
that.
like that. Boom, matchmakers, right?
No, so when I came to US, I obviously didn't know any English,
Okay.
nothing at all. So
Rightfully so, though.
yeah, and he went to Malden Catholic, which is a private boys' school. Now I think they have girls' schools.
He used to go to Mullen High, so Mullen Catholic is somewhere near there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I end up going to Everett High. However, because he went to all boys' school,
Yep.
and he
They
knew
can't find girls anywhere. Gotta go somewhere.
And he he had a lot of friends from Everett. Like his best friends were from Everett. That's where I think he grew up to.
Okay.
And he was talking to a girl that I knew, and we both went to this house to meet him. She wanted to meet him up, and I was just bored. I just wanted to go home and eat. But
so you got dragged into this whole situation.
I was dragged in, but he didn't like her. He ended up liking me, but he never told me anything.
I didn't know about that.
What?
I didn't know about that.
Whoa,
Yeah.
what the heck?
So they stopped talking on that date, and he got my number so we could text about the movie was showing on TV, and he was just so bored. I took a picture of him, and he was just like with his mouth closed, like he, how do I say,
Close.
Crossed his arms.
yeah, and all of that, and he was just bored with her because she talks a lot, and I was just bored too. So we kind of the boredom worked.
The two boredom people, because you guys were both so bored, you ended up having some type of vibration connection of what boredom is.
But let me tell you that. So we never talked.
Okay.
Never. And
well,
then
obviously, you two were too bored to. Right?
I just had his number.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, I got a new phone number. So at the time, we didn't have the Apple that you saved all your contacts. We had to text people, right?
Yeah.
Your new phone number, and
What
that's
is that?
what I did.
And how old were you guys?
I was 15. I had just turned 15. He had just turned 16.
And you guys started dating?
Right after that.
So 15 until
15, 16.
Until 20, 21, 20?
So I got married. I always forget. I think I was 21 and he was 22.
Okay. Wow,
So he's
really
older.
young.
He's a year, yeah.
But you two were really, really young.
Yeah, I was still in college and he had just graduated.
Really?
Yeah.
And how was that decision because you guys were really young?
Because so he was his last year in college, and he always said that once he graduated, we are gonna get married.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
If you date someone, what else can you do?
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna date you anymore. This is it. This is marriage.
Yeah.
I have how can I say a due date? 8 years now. We are done.
No.
After 8 years, no, I can't do it. It's too long.
No, but I mean, if you're dating someone, you like this person, and you guys just have 5-6 years together. What else are you gonna do? Either you're gonna cheat on this person or be girlfriends and boyfriends forever. What's the point?
That's an option.
That's an
I know,
option.
but I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound as good. I like
I
things.
guess you're everything else sounds terrible. I guess I'll marry you, right?
Kind of, yeah. No, just kidding. He's gonna listen to this.
I know, he's gonna be oh.
No, but you kind of know after I don't know. I feel after 2 years if someone's the right person because you go through a lot of things. And we went throughout college, high school. We went through college. We didn't go to the same colleges. So he lived in college and I lived in college, and it worked out.
Where'd you guys go?
He went to Brandeis and I went to UMass Lowell.
Oh.
So completely opposite.
I know.
colleges
I
too.
was there's that one. There's really smart, just going highly educated. Don't really have many parties, and then UMass Lowell, which is a very
party college.
Yeah, party college. There you go. That's the way you put it.
Yeah. So the thing is, it worked out.
Yeah, it did.
We had to give up a lot of things, but also focus on what we wanted for ourselves. If you're just partying and getting with other people, is that worth it or not? So you have to take the decision, I guess.
Yeah, you have to make some type of decision to move on in life, right?
Yeah. Take risks.
Is that what that was? A risk? You heard it now.
After 8 years,
it was a
risk.
It's a risk.
We got married after I think was like 6 to 7 years. A month before we turned like 7th anniversary.
And then you guys got married.
And then we got married. Yeah, we got married
Nice.
in March, and our anniversary was in April.
And you guys are like a year and a half?
A year and a half. Yeah.
Nice. And how's it been married?
Good. Yeah.
Different than dating, right?
Definitely different than dating. Before I didn't have to cook or clean the house. And now I do.
Now you have to cook.
Now I have to do it.
Because he's not going to do it, right?
No, he's definitely not going to do it.
Who does the laundry? That's my question.
I do, but let me tell you a fun fact.
Oh, this is a fun fact. Okay.
Yesterday, I asked him to help me out and with the laundry and everything. I was like, oh, just like do the laundry right now because I'm cooking. And I've been working throughout the entire week. I was so tired.
Yes.
He's probably like, no. Right
No,
now,
no,
like,
no.
It's like, I can't do laundry. I
he's
never
great.
learned.
No,
Believe you're saying
Talis
this.
is great. Anything I ask him regarding the house.
No, she's
No.
like,
Wait,
Let me
wait.
tell you, he's
Good.
great. He does everything. He vacuums if I ask him to. But the thing is, he doesn't know stuff. So like, he put like those like how do I say it? Those like blankets, like really like very like fluffy blankets,
Okay.
and like with like his robe and everything, like a bunch of stuff in one laundry machine,
Oh,
washer
that's not
machine.
good.
Wait,
One.
that isn't good?
No.
What?
Oh.
That's
You know,
You're doing
the
I
thing
just
that so we almost broke the laundry.
Because it
the
was so
machine.
stuffed,
It
it
was
was shaking,
so
right?
stuffed. It was
Yeah.
shaking. It was like unbalanced, and nothing dried. Like I don't know how to say it, but like it dried, whatever. Like the water dried, whatever.
Yeah.
And when we opened the machine, the washer machine was like soaked wet.
Uh-oh.
Not like
I think
like
I've done this
water.
before. I'm not sure, but
And
I
we
think I've done this
it
before.
took us like 2 extra hours to do laundry because of that.
Oh,
my
So
gosh.
yeah, fun fact. He does
That's
laundry,
awesome.
I guess, but not that efficient. He's learning though.
He's learning. He's getting there.
Yeah.
So, Tayna, it's been awesome. We could talk a lot more. We could probably go on
Awesome.
2 more hours. But we do this with every guest.
Oh.
So, Dre, unfortunately, he's not here to give this to you. But normally he
Dre, I
does.
can be Dre.
Yeah. Okay. You got this? Hey, you're going to.
I came from Thailand. I like Dorian candy. I like Star Wars, and I have this.
For some reason, he sounds like a robot.
No, he loves to say that. You know that durian candy in Thailand, people are not allowed to, travel with
Yeah,
that
it's the
because
durian-
the smell
yeah.
is so bad.
So you got to toss it to her because he doesn't hand them to it.
Yeah.
You got to toss
Okay.
it.
So
okay.
this is a candy that Dre brought from Thailand.
Yeah.
Got it? And it smells really good.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
amazing.
you're
I
for-
bet it's disgusting.
Yeah,
No,
just
no,
smell
it's
it.
amazing.
No, just by your face, it's disgusting.
Smell it and let
I'm
it.
smiling.
he
but
gave me a napkin.
just in case you need to wipe your face. It is what it is.
The
you know
rule
what I mean?
is this: you have to stay a minimum of like
20 minutes.
Oh
no,
no.
no, like a minute.
No,
Just,
no, like 30 seconds.
Is
Ew, that's disgusting.
What is
What do
the
you mean,
smell?
what's
What does it smell for
disgusting?
you?
Yeah.
How it smells?
Yeah.
Okay, when you first open,
Okay.
it smells like helio gas.
What? Helio? Oh, whoa.
Bro, that was the
Helio
first.
gas, yeah.
Sulfur. That's what the smell is.
Because I use
Phosphorate.
no, I'm serious. Like I did chemistry. I have a chemistry minor, so it does smell like.
We've never had it described that way. As soon as you get a girl on
But
here,
then,
that's what
but
it
then,
happens. They
but
know
then
exactly what to
once
say.
you smell it like deeper, it kind of has like a cinnamon kind of like smell
Cinnamon?
with
Ah.
pineapple.
cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon
That doesn't smell
pineapple.
like cinnamon.
It does. It has like the pineapple too
Smell-
smell. Okay, I'm gonna try.
You gotta
Okay.
try it. Okay,
One,
yeah.
2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's great. So
It's disgusting.
it
It tastes like bacon.
tastes like bacon.
It's good. But she's
I'm vegetarian.
vegetarian, sorry.
That's what it is. It's
That's
bacon this whole
Do I
time.
have to eat it?
No, no,
No, no,
Okay.
you can
You
spit
can
it out
try
of the. Tayna, thank you so much. Is that a
It's not
thumbs up
as
or a
bad.
thumbs down? What would you give it?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
definitely.
It's amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Tayna, for joining us on the Yet to
Thank
Be
you so
Named
much.
podcast. Where can people find you?
Instagram. My Instagram is Tayna Silveira Brito. It's really long.
It's gonna show up.
Yeah, it's gonna show up somewhere.
Please tag me, because if I spell everything, you guys are gonna miss it anyway.
Good point. Yes. Again, thank you so much for coming up to join us and being our first girl on the podcast. And thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, please hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let us know what's going on, because we want to know of what you think is purpose and what gets you out of bed, because those are the questions that we have, and we want you to be a part of the conversation. You can also find us on Spotify, Google Play, or iTunes Podcast, or is it Apple Podcast? Apple Podcast. I can't talk. So yeah, look us up there. And again, thank you so much, guys. All right, peace.
Thank you.